of you are here because you believe that GQ was the father of your children.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ended up waking up in a stranger's bed.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no clue. I tried, while I was gathering my things, I was looking around, in the garbage can and trying to see if I could find a condom or a condom wrapper, but I didn't find either.
You married her anyway. You stepped into that child's life and assumed a role. You put on the daddy hat and you wore it when it was convenient and made sense for you. Now you gotta be man enough to wear the hat because it makes sense to her.
In this paternity court episode, we dive into the mystery of relationships surrounding Q Dravius, whose mysterious death leaves his sister, Ms. Gibson, seeking answers. 3 women claim he fathered their children, adding complexity to an already tragic situation. Ah, man!
Take your time.
Throughout the years, these women have just been popping up out of the woodwork saying that my brother fathered their children. So I'm here today to get the truth. I'm here to get the answers on whether or not these children belong to my brother.
Ms. Gibson recounts the heartbreaking moment she learned of her brother's passing and how she had to rush to the hospital on that tragic day. The irony was that there, she discovered 3 women, each insisting that Q Dravius fathered their children. Well, one thing was sure. If these were indeed his kids, our beloved deceased didn't have to worry much about his legacy.
We could just say he had a lot of love.
Let's say that. Jerome, can we meet these 3 women, please?
Yes. Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for being with us today. Please state your name and tell the court why you're here.
The 3 women, Ms. Robbs, Ms. Webb, and Ms. Rose, share their stories in court. Cheating allegations, complicated relationships, and unexpected pregnancies create a web of uncertainty. Ms. Gibson and her aunt, Ms. Kearse, join forces to uncover the truth amid the emotional turmoil.
All 3 of you are here because you believe that GQ was the father of your children.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to speak to you one at a time, and I want to start with Ms. Robbs.
I met GQ about 6 years ago on the train. Everything.
After that revelation, the plaintiff expressed her frustration as alleged children and baby mamas surface over the years. Doubts intensify as relationships and circumstances become increasingly complicated. Ms. Kearse emphasizes the importance of knowing the truth for the sake of the children involved.
It was good. We stayed in a rooming house together.
Okay.
He was constantly cheating on me. I had got fed up with it, and I decided to go out and spend the night out, and I was with my ex.
Okay, so he was cheating on you.
The women reveal intricate details, including infidelity, suspicions, and unexpected pregnancies, which made the poor potential aunt grapple with the uncertainty surrounding the paternity of the children. Family bonds are strained as doubts and questions linger, prompting a search for conclusive answers.
Me and GQ met. We was neighbors when we met. He'd come over my house. He'll spend the night, play with my kids. One day, my ex came over. That was my child's father. Also, that was my son next to Deasia.
Okay.
That was his father. He spent the night, but I told GQ he could spend the night because my baby father was going to sleep with his son.
The alleged father's family has been on the edge of solving this paternity mystery, and all 3 defendants had a different tale to explain. With their every passing testimony, this case became more and more complex. But wait, what happened when it was Ms. Rose's turn to spill the tea?
I just found out about her about 3 weeks ago. But he's been
Really?
dead for
What happened,
not 1
Ms.
but 2
Gibson?
to 3 years.
GQ never told us anything about her.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ms. Gibson, explain to me. What's the story? So you get a...
First, she contacted my cousin on Facebook.
Since now, we have all the doubts and allegations right onto the surface, it is now time for Judge Lake to sprinkle the DNA serum on all the baby mamas and put an end to this year's long question mark hanging over the defendants.
Mr. Gibson is her father. Mr. Gibson is her father.
We got you too.
Mr. Gibson is her father.
You too. I got you too, baby.
Ms. Rose, please step forward. How do you feel?
I knew it. They didn't see stuff, but some of the stuff that he do, she do.
Drinking yourself into sorrow can lead to drastic ends, such as waking up in a stranger's bed. And if that wasn't painful enough, a possible pregnancy from a one-night thing can crush anyone's chance at a happy marriage.
At stake today.
This ring, Your Honor, our loyalty, our trust, our family, the way we handle things day to day is at stake.
That's a lot. So this has truly affected your relationship
Entirely.
and your ability to be a family.
Yes, Your Honor.
Picture this. A young couple, Mr. Jungvirt and Ms. Sandknop, started their journey together when they were merely teenagers. Fast forward to the present, they're expecting a baby, and life seems peachy until a bomb drops when the defendant confesses about her cheating episode.
We sat down, she's within the first 5 to 7 minutes, she told me, you know, she's like, I got some news for you, and then just right then and there, I knew, you know.
He's like,
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming.
And when you heard this news that she had this night and cheated, what did you do?
I stormed out. I mean, I didn't go drink.
You canceled the wedding?
I canceled the wedding. I canceled everything.
we didn't break up. He just said the wedding's off.
Up next, when Ms. Sandknop spills about a night at the bar, claiming she didn't intend to cheat. As we mentioned before, she woke up in a stranger's bed with no memory of what went down, but Mr. Jungvirt was left questioning everything, understandably.
Mr. Jungvirt, did you find out about this night?
I told him 2 months after I found out I was pregnant. I tried to break it to him easily, but he could tell right away that I had something on my chest that I wanted to get off because
we were still in the beginning
of the pregnancy, and we were still fresh parents. And I was so ashamed of myself for betraying the one that I love, the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I wouldn't have said yes.
Fast forward through the relationship roller coaster, and we find out there's more drama. Trust issues are sky high with accusations flying, random texts, name calling, and arguments about Mr. Jungvirt, little hours without his fiancée, talk about Love Boat, sailing through choppy waters.
I told you about what I did instead of hiding it from you and going behind my back to one of my really good girlfriends,
I mean, if you just,
texting her, telling her to text me so you guys can see each other.
I know, but I
Wait a minute.
And you want to say that what I did was wrong, what you did was wrong too.
All right, now we know what caused the fuss between the couple. And understandably after this, Mr. Jungvirt didn't fully trust Ms. Sandknop, and the reason was his insecurities, which were playing ping pong. Enter a licensed polygraph expert to clear the air. Did she or didn't she?
You suspect there may be others?
Yes.
You wanted to know if there were others?
Yes.
You're about to find out that your insecurities have eaten you.
Miss Sandknop, you met with a licensed polygraph expert.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what do you believe we will find out?
That I'm telling the truth, 110%.
But wait, doesn't this solve the looming doubt that's hanging right now? Nope. So Mr. Jungvirt pulls out another trick that he was hiding under his sleeves. How about we just dig deep into that, eh? So here's the good old conception calendar.
Mr. Jungvirt, at what point did you figure out the other man may be the father?
We sat down and I
went through
got
the
up
app.
on this app and we just started punching in the days. I have it right here. I can present this to you if you don't mind.
I would like to see it, please.
It's about
So you went back to this app that you discovered?
Yeah.
The DNA results were in. So will Mr. Jungvirt be doing the daddy dance, or was there a plot twist? So here was the DNA queen in a major attempt to settle the score and the record straight. Reads out from the envelope.
Mr. Jungvirt, you are the father.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Again.
A 3 decades old mystery. Ms. Franzoni came to paternity court alleging her mother concealed the identity of her father. She was accompanied by her godmother, who might have had a significant role in escalating her emotions against her mother.
About who exactly was my father. And my mom had introduced me to a gentleman, and I just did not feel in my heart that he was my father.
You say you felt nothing. What do you mean?
I felt nothing. Like, I just sit and I feel like he was my father, and I felt as if we had met in a different circumstance, he might have been trying to hit on me or take me out or something.
All right, Ms. Franzoni testified to the court about growing up without knowing her dad. When she finally met her alleged father, the guy was very fishy around his child. This made the young woman question if he was her father or not. And this question led her to meet Mr. Bomer, the other potential father. Let's hear that part.
I just wasn't satisfied. And also, you know, my late grandmother told me a story that kind of sounded similar to the other stories that I heard about a gentleman, Mark Bomar. My mother met years ago, right around the time of my conception. And 9 months later...
Next testified co-plaintiff Miss Hallums, who was Team Mr. Bomar all the way. She recalled Franzoni's mom dropping hints about him being a possible baby daddy. And above all, Ms. Franzoni also testified of having characteristics similar to him. Now this is getting interesting.
You believe that Mr. Bomar is possibly her father, and you have that feeling that could certainly be true, and you think he's a better candidate.
Yes, ma'am.
Please explain.
For one thing, when Miss Camille told me that she was pregnated, I asked her who she was pregnated by, and she said Mark Beaumont or the other
did not say
candidate.
that. She's making that up.
However, Mrs. Bailey had already made her pick and claimed that there was no way the guy standing in the courtroom was the father. Even though she admits to some complicated history, it makes everyone wonder about her reliability. Anyway, what took you so long to finally admit to everything?
30 years
right.
ago,
All
why
right.
did she just bring it up last year?
Is there a reason why you just brought it up?
To stick another dagger in my back against my daughter. As far as stories people have told her, that's just what they were.
All right. Did we miss the bigger plan here? The courtroom turns into a battlefield as the ladies engage in a fiery exchange. Miss Hallums accuses Mrs. Bailey of meddling and creating drama. I'm not sure where we are headed in our mystery machine for this one.
I know I wasn't the best
It ain't
mother.
been
I
for
know, and I
years.
appreciate this woman for being there, because she was. But the meddling and the trying to compete
And the remembering.
for my daughter's look,
remembering.
this is my child. I had her.
She wants to
and
know
you need
who-
to stay in your lane.
She needs to,
That's
she
my
wants to know
child.
who her father.
Now it was time for Mr. Beaumont to take the stand, and he revealed his past connection with Franzoni's mom. He shared a heartfelt account of their brief relationship, hinting at a spiritual connection with Franzoni. Emotions ran high as he expressed his desire to be recognized as her father, regardless of the test results.
I was a bounty hunter back in the 80s, and I was looking for someone, and I ended up in her mother's building, and I was questioning her mother,
And you met her.
and her mother said, listen, I have a beautiful daughter that I would really like for you to meet. When she came in, I met her, and so we talked for a while and took her out to dinner.
The moment of truth arrives as the judge unveils the DNA test results. Now it is all up to the concealed letter to make or break Ms. Franzoni's hopes. However, it was all clear that some poor past decisions might end you up in a situation where Ms. Franzoni's mom was.
Mr. Beaumont, you are not her father. I'm sorry to you both.
I'm more sorry, to him, because we
I
just had
know.
established a great relationship, and I know
And
he
y'all
really
can
wanted to
still
be, and I
have
just
that.
feel bad because the time that we did spend together, like since we've known each other,
A marriage on the edge, secrets hanging in the air, and a kid's future wrapped in mystery. This case was a real head-scratcher. Ms. Gray pulled a move that's tough to undo, claiming to her husband that he's not the shining baby daddy, causing some serious fallout to her relationship with the plaintiff.
Mr. Singleton, how did you find out your daughter may not be yours?
Well, I got a phone call from her at the doctor's office, actually. We had an argument recently. She got with him.
No,
for-
actually, you cheated on me, and that's the reason why
I cheated.
I went with my ex.
Yes, but you went to your ex immediately.
This marriage kicked off on a rough note. Literally, Mr. Singleton and Mrs. Gray were a pair with a history as wild as a roller coaster. We had cheating accusations, ex-lovers, and a lot of infidelity drama. It's like a TV show, but in real life.
She claims to not be cheating, but what I'm saying is that we had an argument. She immediately went to it. Like, there was no question of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What was I supposed to do?
what were you supposed to do? We just had an argument. That don't mean you gotta go
Okay,
and
you were
mess with your
I went through your
friend,
phone
quote
records,
unquote.
and I found you were talking to females 3 o'clock in the morning.
These folks somehow patched things up. But guess what? A few days later, boom, pregnancy bombshell. And oh boy, the confusion and suspicion around it were next level. But let's just say the motives weren't exactly honorable. Things got a bit shady if you catch my drift.
When she called and told me from the doctor's office that she was having a baby. So we're on the phone and I'm excited. I'm having a nice conversation. I'm still talking, she quiet. I'm like, okay, well, I'm talking about, oh, we're gonna put this together. I'm gonna change. I quit cheating and all that. That was what's going through my mind. That's what I'm telling her. And then she pauses me and goes, but it's not yours.
Mr. Singleton's main gig was throwing shade at the baby mama. But let's not act like he's a saint either. Ms. Gray was thrilled to testify on his antics for everyone to know. Judge Lake gave him a reality check after that and put him in his place. That's what happens when you play games, right?
Did you tell the man it wasn't his child? What was your
I
point?
never told
was
him that.
That
I never
is a
told him
lie.
that. I
You
said
got
it was
on the phone.
I told
and
him
you
it was a
explicit-
possibility.
No, you didn't say no possibility about nothing. You got on that phone that day from the doctor's office and you told me plain straight out. You said,
So why did you marry me then? If
Because I love you. And there's no way that you can
You
sit there.
love me, but you talk to other females and you sending naked pictures and stuff. And
Turns out that the plaintiff was one busy bee on the phone, even post-marriage. And that's not the end of it. According to Ms. Gray's sister's testimony, there's more dirt. Yep, she wasn't feeling it, not at all. And trust me, she had some legitimate reasons for being no fan of the situation.
Let me tell you something. We don't have time for you to go research it, so we don't need you to use your book sense, use your common sense. I asked you an easy question. Now give me the hard answer.
Yes, Your Honor, I have been talking to other females while I have been married.
Talking?
Yes.
Have you had sex with anyone else
No,
since
ma'am.
you've been married?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Hold up, the sister wasn't finished just yet. Oh, she had plenty to say, and she wasn't holding back when it came to her so-called brother-in-law. The dude was seriously getting on her last nerve, and from the judge's expressions, they'd had enough of him too. It was a real talk-your-mind moment, and she let him have it.
It was a good party, and she shouldn't have been there. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What are you talking up for?
Miss Simmons, your point
he
is
don't
that
make decisions
Mr.
for me.
Singleton is not the stand-up guy he professes to be.
He's putting on a
How
persona.
can I be a
And
stand-up
Miss Simmons,
guy
what
when
are you
everywhere I
hoping
go,
for
you're there?
today?
I'm hoping that the other guy is the father. I'm hoping that
Why?
he
Why
has
she wants to do
nothing
that? Because I
to
love
do with
Maurice
her.
regardless.
I understand she loved him.
Things were still up in the air for these folks, and in all their immature drama, the baby got pushed to the back burner. But no sweat, it was high time to shine a spotlight on it because the results were about to be dropped. It's time to see what's what. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Wish us luck.
Mr. Singleton, you are not her father.
Let it be, because you've been lying to me this whole time.
I have not lied to you. I've kept it 100 with you. I told you the truth since the beginning.
Well, let me keep it 100 with the both of you. You all have done your tit for tat. You have done your dirt.
Time to spill the beans about the 6-month-old baby, Majestic. Ms. Cole is dead certain that our dear plaintiff is the dad. But hold up, he's playing the denial card. Want to know why? Just lend him an ear and hear his side of the story. It's about to get interesting, folks.
All right, so Mr. Webb, how can you be so certain you are not this child's biological father?
I never had sex with her, Your Honor.
Well, that would rule you out. You've never had sex with her?
No,
Yeah, he did.
she's a liar. She's crazy.
Ms. Cole, we've heard a lot of defenses in this courtroom. Rarely have we ever heard that you've never had sex with her.
She's absolutely crazy.
So you think she's just making this up?
Yeah.
Now, ain't this a rare one? The plaintiff swears he's never laid eyes on her in the moonlight. Hold up, buddy. If you're innocent, why bother showing up here? On the flip side, it looks like Ms. Cole might either be off her rocker or the absolute worst person to step into a paternity court. Things are getting a bit crazy if you ask me.
I know for a fact the dates line up, and I know he stayed with me for 2 months, and he slept in my bed with me for 1 night, and we had sex. April 11th.
That's when you believe you conceived your daughter.
Yeah.
Mr. Webb was up there swinging for the fences, and he wasn't taking a step back from the testimony. Even with Ms. Cole sticking to her story like glue, oh boy, things are getting tangled up. Who's spitting the truth in the mix? It's like a puzzle, and we're all trying to figure it out.
We never had sex or anything. We were just friends. We would chill out. That was it.
You were never intimate with her in any way.
I never stayed in her bedroom. I stayed out on the couch.
That's a lie.
And on top of that, I was only there for a week and a week and a half.
That's not true.
So, Ms. Cole clarified, saying the plaintiff's playing the deny game to patch things up with the lady by his side. Kinda makes sense, right? But hold your horses before you start forming opinions. The plaintiff dropped another bomb, so don't think you've got the full picture just yet. There's more to this tale than meets the eye.
Your Honor, the worst that we've ever done is take a picture, and she was already in the bathroom. She had called me in there. When I walked in the bathroom, she said cheese and took a picture before I could even say anything. I didn't even want to take that picture. That's how crazy she is. She posted
There's more than one.
Shut up. She
There's
posted
more
it
than
on
one.
Facebook, and when I told her to take it down, she refused to because she's crazy.
Come on, you know dang good and well that me and my husband took.
Isn't it like the defendants pulling a big move, trying to throw the baby drama onto Mr. Webb? Now, that's some wild stuff, making the defendant look a bit out of it, huh? And just when you think it can't get crazier, the defendant's mama jumps in for a rescue scene.
I didn't see you. I didn't see you for one time the whole time I was there.
You were in her.
All right, let's get some order.
You're a sideshow. You need help just much.
Let's get some order. So, Ms. Cole, you said you and your husband were taking care of Mr. Webb?
Yes, and my grandkids and anybody else that needed.
You're a liar.
You are a liar.
You are a liar. Everything that you're saying.
Come on, cut me some slack. How can someone be this out of touch? Seriously. The only way to unravel this mess is by tearing open that sealed envelope. And honestly, we're in the dark here, not knowing what's going to hit us. So get ready for some truth serum, because it's about to get real.
Mr. Webb, you are not her father.
Oh! Yeah, you're crazy. You need to go to a mental hospital.
Miss Webb.
There, get her there. Get her there.
Mr. Webb, Miss
Get out.
Reams, stop.
But I want a lie detector.
Listen, we don't clown in this courtroom. I know you probably feel relieved, vindicated, but at the same time.
Oh boy, ain't that a heartbreaking sight to see? The baby mama was confident during the testimony. Where's that attitude now, Ms. Cole? Time to start searching for the man, and hey, Mr. Webb, rein in those emotions, because there's a little one in the mix.
In the meantime, we have counseling and resources available to you to help you, because I'm a little concerned.
We are.
Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Stop laughing. It really isn't funny. Whatever the partying and all this stuff is, you took part in it, and it landed you right here. This is not funny.